Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and wildly underestimate what they can build in a year with consistent effort. Success isn't the result of one brilliant moment. It's what happens when small, aligned decisions stack on top of each other day after day. You don't need to do everything today, but you must do something today, something aligned with the future you say you want. That's how you build integrity, when your actions start to reflect your deepest values, not just your moods or emotions. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase." He didn't wait for the entire path to be clear. He stepped into purpose with courage and clarity. That same courage is available to you right now. Not later, not next week, now. Because waiting is often just fear wearing the mask of patience. We all have dreams, but dreams are cheap. Everyone dreams of a better body, a deeper relationship, more money, more freedom. That's not rare. What's rare is the person who turns the what if into I will. The person who stops fantasizing and starts constructing. Want a better relationship? Start listening more deeply. Want more financial stability? Track your expenses. Build a skill. Want to feel more connected spiritually? Create sacred space. Every day, start where you are, with what you have. Because discipline doesn't ask for perfection, it just asks for honesty. Even in spiritual teachings, we find this truth reflected. Jesus said, "Many are called, but few are chosen." But what if that statement isn't about divine favoritism? What if being chosen means being one of the few who respond to the call to rise, to forgive, to persist, to build? The chosen are not special. They are responsive. They say yes when it's inconvenient. They act when no one is watching. They follow their inner compass when the crowd moves in the opposite direction. In that way, choosing is a sacred act. It is your soul taking the reins of your existence. Let's be honest. Some people will spend their entire lives avoiding choice. Why? Because when you choose, you become responsible. No more blaming your parents. No more blaming the economy. No more blaming your ex, your past, your trauma, your lack of resources. That responsibility can feel terrifying, but avoiding it has a price: your life. As Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Most people don't live. They repeat. They repeat patterns, repeat stories, repeat limitations, because it's safer to feel unlucky than to admit they have power they're not using. But that's not your path. If you've listened this far, you already know that. So what now? You rewrite the story. And that begins by asking a dangerous and liberating question. What if I'm not waiting to be chosen because I already have everything I need to choose myself? You don't need a perfect childhood to succeed. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You don't need a perfect plan. You need courage. You need vision. And you need action. And yes, you'll mess up. You'll stumble. You'll want to quit. But if you keep showing up, something miraculous happens. The world starts to bend in your favor. Not because you were chosen, but because you became undeniable. Imagine looking back on your life from your final days. Will you be proud of what you built? Will you be able to say, I didn't wait for someone to hand me permission, I gave it to myself? Because you're not just here to consume life. You're here to create it, to mold it like clay, to sculpt it into something meaningful. And that process begins the moment you choose to act with intention. A woman in her 50s had spent decades working as a secretary. One day, she attended a local theater performance and felt something stir inside her, a forgotten dream of acting. Her first instinct was to dismiss it. I'm too old. It's too late. That window is closed. But she decided to take a class anyway, then another. She auditioned for a small role in a community play, then a local commercial. At 63, she landed her first major acting role in a film that went viral. People said she was discovered. But she wasn't discovered. She chose herself. And then she showed up enough times that the world eventually recognized her. That's how it works. Recognition always follows repetition. A recent psychological study led by Dr. Angela Duckworth, known for her work on grit, revealed that long-term perseverance and passion for a goal predict success more accurately than intelligence or talent. Grit, the intersection between passion and sustained persistence, is not inherited, it's developed. This confirms what the great thinkers and spiritual leaders have taught for centuries. Discipline and consistency are often greater indicators of destiny than pure chance. Consider the daily habits of Olympic athletes who repeat drills thousands of times until excellence becomes instinct. Or monks in monasteries who rise before dawn every day, not out of obligation, but because repetition builds awareness. Whether in temples or training fields, the principle is the same. You become what you consistently choose. This is not about hustling 24/7 or burning yourself out. It's about choosing alignment, choosing intentionality, choosing to stop running from the life you say you want, and finally moving toward it. No matter how small the step, you won't feel ready. Most people never do. But if you wait to feel ready, you'll wait forever. So start now. Not because it's easy, but because your future deserves it. This message is not just a reflection, it's a decision point. If this stirred something in you, don't just move on to the next video. Act, subscribe, like, share this with someone who's stuck, someone who needs to hear that they don't need permission to live on purpose. Make this the day you stopped waiting. Make this the day you chose yourself.